I wasn't expecting this to be this late in the show with this question, but it's fine. There's some big questions remaining that have a huge impact on the NFL draft still hanging over. And we don't have to go in great depth here, but to me, the biggest questions involve two veteran quarterbacks right now. What happens with Lamar Jackson in Baltimore? Does he end up getting traded before the draft? And when does the Aaron Rodgers, New York Jets, Green Bay Packers menage a trois have its resolution?
I don't think we get a menage a trois drop in the podcast today, but here we are now. No, you're right. I mean, it's going to affect the draft. Maybe not the first round. Lamar Jackson would if he gets traded, obviously, but I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to. And some of the reports today is that he won't. But it's going to make a major impact on what teams are looking for. Now what becomes positions of need for these squads, and what's other ways you can do it. I think those two are big question marks. That's going to affect the draft. So I'm with you.
The other questions are and it's not something I think we're going to be privy to until the draft itself, is what happens with Jalen Carter. Is, his atrocious pro day, do people chalk that up to what was going on? He's essentially, his legal proceedings are over. So are teams putting that behind them, moving forward? He obviously has immense talent, but the off the field concerns are there. So I think that's another big question that's going to shape the top 10 of the draft.
Yeah, it is, because he could still be a high top 5 pick. He could fall to the 10th spot, around the 10th spot, 9, 10. He could fall further than that. We've seen players that's happened to them, and things come out after the fact, or, hey, there's already questions, and then this happened. So I think that's going to have a major impact. I even think quarterback, we talked a lot of quarterback today, but one we haven't talked about is Hendon Hooker starting to get some first round buzz. I think it's the time of the year, and every draft, the day 2 quarterback gets first round buzz. Seems to happen every single year. But, how do teams feel about him? How's the injury? How's the medical? We're never privy to that information. I think that's a big question that maybe we'll get some clarity here coming up.
If Hendon Hooker does end up in the first round, and I've gone, I have him rated ahead of Levis and Richardson. It has to be to a team, a playoff team, right, that is not set at quarterback beyond this year. I'm looking at Minnesota with Kirk Cousins, and teams like that maybe can take that redshirt year for Hooker and then move forward after that.
Minnesota, Seattle, Detroit, there are teams out there. I think even a team like Washington, where, you have Sam Howell, and they're not a playoff team, but they weren't too far off, and, you could take them. I think it's interesting. I still don't plan on having him in the first round of a mock coming up anytime soon, but the final one, we'll see where the buzz is at.
Yeah, we're a good bit away. All right, so we've got plenty of questions on Twitter. We didn't get any on Discord or in the